Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com. Well, all good things come to an end, don't they? It is time to revive the Scarlet Scarf of Shame. And here it is, the Scarlet Scarf of Shame. And it belongs to Simon Rattle. Oh, no, he is no stranger to the Scarlet Scarf of Shame, is he? He certainly is not. But in this case, he is applying that scarlet scarf of shameosity to Bruckner! Yes! The most dismal performance of the Fourth you've ever heard. Well, really? I'm trying to think of one that's worse. Well, there was one. Telemann's. There we go. That was pretty despicably bad. Well, so is this. This is, I don't even know where to start, but I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best. What we have here is the Benjamin Coors version of Bruckner's Fourth. Now Coors, he's a very nice guy. He really is. He's kind of crazy. And the Bruckner people, the regular, well, let's put it this way. It's kind of like the settlement of New England when the Puritans showed up. That's what Bruckner people are like. You know, you had the Puritans, and they had a town with a church, and they had what they called sumptuary laws, things you couldn't do on Sunday, blue laws they were sometimes called. You couldn't drink, you couldn't do this, but some of them were kind of wacky, like you couldn't eat apples, or you couldn't eat nuts, or you couldn't do this. And every so often, another sect popped up, and they would say, well, we want to eat nuts on Sunday, but we're not going to eat broccoli. And so the existing church would say, well, you are anathema, you're blasphemers. And once they'd, release them from the stocks where they'd been publicly shamed, the people who were the broccoli sect would grab all of their people together, and they would go found their own colony. And once they founded their own colony, where you could eat, broccoli, but you could eat apples and nuts, but not broccoli, let's put it that way. The Broccolonians, some of the people in the Broccolonian sect would say, well, wait a minute. We want to eat raisinets. And they would say, no, you're blaspheming. You can't eat raisinets. Go found your own colony. Well, that's how New England got settled in the Puritan era in the 1600s. That's sort of like how we got Rhode Island. So that's what the Bruckner people are like. They're all running around doing these critical additions, and they differ from each other in completely trivial, minute ways that are totally irrelevant and 99% of the time inaudible. And to the extent they are audible, they don't make any difference. They don't matter. And Benjamin Coors is one of those gadflies who the other Bruckner sect people, what's his name, Carrigan and Korstvedt and all those people, they can't stand it because he is doing his own thing while they are doing their thing. And he claims he's authentic and they claim they're authentic. It's just like the typical cult. It's the battle of religions. One has the truth, the other has the truth. And both of them are silly and crazy and boring and insane. And, well, that's what this is. So this Bruckner Fourth is the Bruckner version. Well, it's the normal Bruckner Fourth that we know. Let's start there, okay? And the only difference between this and the one we normally know is that apparently in 1881, Bruckner suggested a small, well, it's about 2 minutes of music, 3 minutes, a cut in the finale, which in this performance is observed for no reason whatsoever. Just because Bruckner made a suggestion, that doesn't mean you have to do it. I mean, what's the point? If we're used to the finale and it's lovely and we have all the music book back, and what makes this so kooky is that the Brucknerites who are so hung up on restoring Bruckner's original thoughts, right? I mean, they want us to hear as much of Bruckner as we can. They keep packing more things into these pieces, are now saying we should take things out just because he woke up one morning and said, well, maybe between like letter E and letter F, we could like just excise that bit. And the only reason it works with Bruckner is because, as you know, he composed in chunks. So you can just take a chunk out. It's like a Lego. You just like, woof, one goes out. Nobody cares. You probably won't even notice. So there you go. But that's not all. It gets crazier. Because not only does Simon Rattle and the London Symphony do this thing, the chorus version of the Bruckner 4, with that little bit missing from the finale, but otherwise no noticeable differences. But he adds all of the other junk that Bruckner did to work on the fourth, except the original version of the fourth. Are you hearing me? Okay, so you've got the old scherzo, that horrible movement. It's a terrible movement. It's just patchy and full of pauses that mean nothing, and it goes nowhere. And then we have the Volksfest finale, which has now been recorded a zillion times. That's an interim version of the finale, which is just a scrambled mess. It's a musical frittata. It's just all mixed up, and it's terrible. It doesn't work at all. And then we have the longer version of the slow movement, which really doesn't need to be longer. Everything that Bruckner did to shorten it was an improvement, big time. And then you get the original unabridged finale with that little cut put back, as if, I mean, yeah, okay. I'm stopping right there. So, how is the performance? Sucks. Holy mackerel, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. It's a run through. It's a reading rehearsal. That's what it sounds like. The tempi are very, very quick. The balances are dreadful. I mean, this is the London Symphony, the people who brought us Star Wars, and it has no brass. Bruckner, it's a lot like actually the Telemann in that respect. The horns are terribly recessed. You know, at the end of the scherzo, when they're supposed to be going da 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 da, you hear nothing. You just hear timpani roll and string tremolo. It's horrendous. I mean, in the finale, you have that huge unison theme, and then it goes da 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 da. The brass come in, wah 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 wah. I mean, nothing. I mean, every single climax fizzles. They just go nowhere. It is terrible, absolutely terrible. The phrasing in the andante is it's a quick movement. I mean, it's an andante, quasi allegretto, and Rattle plays it very quickly, relatively speaking. So it should run together. It should have phrasing, long melodic lines, and it doesn't. It's chopped up into bits. Oh, it's just terrible. Terrible, not well recorded. Sonically, like I said, the brass is like recessed. Maybe they are playing, who knows, you can't tell. And the timpani have this sort of boomy, echoey, they overwhelm everybody else when they're loud, and it's just bad. It's bad. It's a witless interpretation, and it's not well recorded, and who gives a damn at this point about the edition? Like I said, it's just bad Bruckner! That's it. It never ends. It never, ever, ever ends. Keep on listening, friends. Thank you for joining me. Take care.